Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Chatting it up. Guys, listen, if this is your first time rocking with this pod, don't expect anything that you've seen anywhere else. You know this energy is different. This is the barbershop.
Come on. It's the barbershop energy. And listen, one thing we are going to do, there might be some biasness, but we own up to the biasness. Brethren bias is what we like to call it. But this week, there's none. None of our brethrens fought this week.
None of our brethrens
fought this week. There's no news on our brethrens, you know the way there. So it's cool. But yeah, man, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy this journey that we're gonna go on today. And it's
audio journey. I like how you say that, fam.
Journey, fam. Hopefully you enjoy this audio journey. But right now, to all the people that are unsubscribed, why are you unsubscribed? Subscribe right now. There's no.
I swear it was like one person, fam.
No, but there's someone right now listening like, "Raw, I'm subscribed." You can't be unsubscribed and show up every week. I think that's disrespectful. That's mad. You don't get no.
Oh, you're talking about people who they actually watch, but they're not subscribed. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about somebody who left.
No. People that watch every week and they're not subscribed to the channel. That's taking the piss. I think it should just be. This is the like give and take in it. You subscribe and just come and watch it for free. Are you with me?
For real.
So hopefully right now I've spoken to you and you feel conflicted and you hit that subscribe button and welcome to the community.
Come on now. It's gated as well. So you ain't got to worry about security. You're nice once you're in here. Hey, bro, what's your tell of the day?
Come on, man. I'm 0-0, fam. Never fought, never lost. If I did, someone gets knocked out and it's definitely not me, fam.
We're not doing height, weight, and reach no more.
You know what? I was getting with that, but it's long, fam. You know how tall I am, fam.
All right, well, I still want to do it.
Go on then. What's the tailor tape, bro?
My tailor tape, my height. I'm officially taller than KG. That's what it says on my stat sheet. My weight, boy. Any weight class where man are required to get the smoke, I'll be there. I'll be there. My record is 2-0 with a 50% knockout rate. Yeah, that means half the men that enter the ring with me left by airlift.
You know how dramatic it needs to be.
As if there's no other modes of transport.
A helicopter to pull up, bro. You know, it's just they got to cut the ceiling, or actually it could be one of them Wembley situations.
You say cut the ceiling, fly it out. That's mad. You know what? That's mad. It's just a regular KO. Man got out straight away. He was fine. Everybody was fine.
Bro. It's unnecessary. No, but yeah, man. Literally, let's get into it. There's so much to get into. There's the Cambosa stuff that we have to get.
Devin Haney, the undisputed champion of the division, bro. Can we really just harken back for a second?
Before that, I want to get this out of the way because I don't want to. Obviously, Monday Night Smoke. We love to get the jokes off and we love to play, and you know what I mean. And I think we all saw the viral clip of the South African boxer. You know that fight that was happening, and I think at first it was jokey. We got the banter off and stuff, but then after you actually deep it and go into the story, and sadly, like a bleed on the brain, coma, and the boxer unfortunately passed away. Again, we apologize. I'll say we apologize because we was just in the jokes mode, and we again, boxing is a very serious sport. Like we try not to. Yes, we're here to bring light, but not to like. We understand that these guys are warriors and they put their life on the line every time they step into the ring. So again, apologies from us. We'll cut that bit out of Monday Night Smoke because I don't think we want to give
that don't need to exist.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were looking at. Do you know what I mean? And hindsight is always 20/20, so it's one of them ones where it's like, we just have to just rip that down.
Yeah, man. That's all. We missed it on that one. You know what I'm saying? So apologies to whoever was offended in that. You know, we know.
And you know what's nuts is that it brings that conversation to the topic again about boxing being dangerous. You see what I mean? It's it's one of those things where it's like I look at it and I'm like, bro, boy, this sport is anything can happen. Do you know what I mean?
And you know what? It's like it's part of it. It's mad because it's why we watch. And in a set, like sometimes you hear a fight's gonna happen, and a fighter will say, "I want to win it by murder" or something random or whatever happens, right? And we don't want that part, but we want it to be violent. We want it to be. It's hard finding that in between space. Are you with me?
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Especially when you watch a fight and the guy's he's winning the fight, and then you get mad with the fighter for not pressing it and going for the KO.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like it's that mix of emotions. So even when you go back to like Nigel Benn, Gerald McClellan, do you know what I'm saying? Even as the fans, sometimes they feel. I'll never forget my dad rooting hard for Nigel to win, and then feeling sad afterwards, like because nobody wants that part.
No one wants it, and it's that thing, right? With because I get upset at early stoppages. You know, when the referee gets involved and just calls it off, especially when you know the fighter has more, like he can withstand, he can take a lot. Like let's be honest, Deontay Wilder versus Fury, that was bags of blunt trauma, right? And I like it was one of the. I wanted it. I was watching it, saying, "Wow, like look at this. These guys are going to it, right?" But then when you deep it, you probably should have stopped. You probably got to a point where it's like, yeah, we should stop this because he's not coming back. And maybe we need to, again, in two ways, right? It has to be a thing where we say, you know what, call that off. He can't do any more. There's no more.
Yeah, and that's where that's come from. That's where that's come from. Do you know what I mean? Because if you go back to old boxing highlights, bro, some of the things they let go are insane. I saw a video the other day, and this guy took a poleaxe in right hand. He was on the mat, finished. Referee counted to 9 before he stopped. I mean, Donnie's on the floor doing that wide-eyed, deep breath one. Bro, counted to 9. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that we've moved on past those stages. But, with what happened over the weekend, there's some stuff you just will never be able to, fix or detect because he was winning in that moment.
He was winning.
It was a punch from early in the fight.
There you go. And again, we that's what we've seen, right? We've seen the and obviously nothing to excuse it, but that's his name, Simiso. I can't say the last boot. I can't say the last bit. I'm not gonna lie because it's a South African name. I don't want to mess up the pronunciation and stuff. But I know his first name Simiso. And in the beginning, when you see that clip, the other guy falls through the ropes. You think that you didn't even know that he was gonna lose. How about that? And unfortunately, it turns into that. Like boxing, this is the risk, though. This is the risk of boxing. It's so sad. It's like prayers to his family.
100%. Sorry to interrupt that bit, man. Prayers to his family and friends. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a crazy time, for them to experience. And it's like a reminder of fighters' mortality.
Yes, and the respect of fighters as well. Like. Even for the respect for everyone that gets in the ring, you know what I mean? I've never got in the ring, and I don't intend to. You have to understand that. I've never got in the ring. I don't intend to, but I respect the guys that do it. Are you with me? Because that takes a different level of putting it on.
It's mad because I remember like when I fought my last fight, and there's a thing that you sign with white collar boxing where you literally sign a waiver to say that if something happens to you or if you die, they're not responsible. And I remember signing it literally because it's literally as you're gloved up, bro. Head guard is on, man, or not gloved up. Obviously, this is just before you go to your fight is coming. Your fight is after the next fight, so it's time for you to go get warm. And they're like, "Yo, sign this thing." And I remember signing it, and I glanced over certain buzzwords in the sentence, and I just didn't allow any of it to penetrate my head. I was like, "Boom, boom, boom," signed it. I went off and I just in fight mode. And it's only when I was literally on my way home, I was just like, I signed that without even thinking about it.
I signed a mad, and again, like it's nuts,
And you can't think about stuff like that in a fight. You cannot.
But then you think to yourself, I don't know what the ramifications are because obviously there's a lot of celebrity fights and stuff, and those carry the same level of danger. I don't know what the coverage is like for something I don't know what the rules are. Maybe it's the same as the white collar boxing where you just sign something away. Like boxers, in my head, boxers are doing what they're doing to change their lifestyle and feed their families and save. Like this is all they have, and that's why they fight like this. You know, it's a hard one. I just want to say like prayers, literally prayers to that family. Again, apology from Undefeated, from myself and Travis. And yeah, man.
No, just to get on the last thing, man. I know we haven't planned to go this route, but you know, with this pod, like we go to places and it just inspires some stuff. It's like it reminds me of that conversation. Eddie Hearn was on Good Morning Britain, right? And they were talking about boxers being safe, and then there was a guy who he must be like a head trauma expert or something, like some type of surgeon or something. And he was just like, boxing should be outlawed. It's barbaric and da 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 da. And Eddie Hearn was defending it, you know, and he was saying things that I agreed with, and it's just like, look, man, these guys, you know, we always talk about boxing as in, yeah, it's going to be brutalized and all that kind of stuff, but the level of discipline and structure that gets added to these men's lives, an opportunity to work out of the circumstance that you've been born into, like the areas that you've grown up in, there's not a lot of opportunity in those places. And in those conversations, there's always that space where people think that everybody who goes to a boxing gym goes to compete as a professional. There's a lot of people who just go in there and they use the principles of boxing and it helps them structure their life.
100%.
See what I'm saying? So it's like that mixed feeling when it's like every man has an opportunity in a boxing gym to do something with himself. Whereas life isn't always like that. So when a surgeon is there, he's a surgeon. He's obviously saying, you know, there's other ways and we should look at other funded ways. It's like, bro, this is the part where there's the gap, right? Because if there were many other opportunities, there wouldn't be too many fighters.
So let me give you a story. So you on that point, right? Dillian White, with everything that's happened to him, how does that man become a millionaire that he is right now? Are you with everything in terms of with all the things that have gone against him, right? That guy's walking around clean millionaire living in Portugal. Life is good, even on a loss. Are you with me?
Yeah.
That came from the sport, right? It's so hard. It's mad. Like
and the crazy thing is, until society changes and gives those opportunities to those people in those types of backgrounds, they will walk into this world knowing the risks. Yeah, because the alternative is as dangerous.
Yeah. Well, you see the difference, right? In boxing in America, look at the great black fighters that came out because there's nothing else. Now it's like there's a list of things that they can do.
Other things you can do.
NBA, they can get that. They can get crazy. NBA, NFL, obviously both. NFL, a lot of CTE and the trauma and stuff. But there's ways, guaranteed ways that they can go out and get. That's why we're not really getting these heavyweights and these. I don't know that we're in a special moment now with the Crawfords and the
But you look at the culture of boxing, it's shifted to very defensive-minded fighters.
Yes.
Like, you still get certain groups of fighters that are still on smoke like that, but the Mayweather era is not called to take punishment, hit and don't get hit. This is ringing on many levels with fighters now. Yes. So when I see that fighting, they're like, boom, 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 doing enough to win a round, and it's like the 12th round, they're just like bouncing around the ring, hands up in the air, like, yeah, I've won, it's over. Like you don't often see fighters take that unwritten contract of last 10 seconds, let's go to war. Because
100%. I think the main guy that like stays out of the mix is Alston McKinson, bro. That guy, he ain't. If there's someone that wants to stay out of it and just be awkward all night,
he's like mash up the work, mash up the
he goes fine, bro. Like even if you were bored watching it, he's like, listen.
It's one of the ones where I don't think modern fighters look at old fighters who used to go hell for leather and they admire it. I don't think they admire it. I think Floyd has opened a lot of people's minds who are in the boxing world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The last ones who it's unavoidable for are the heavyweights. Yeah. Because even the cruisers are moving different. Look at Usyk, his style. Like, he's not super elusive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that but he's not trying to be
he ain't leading with his head. It's not. He ain't got the Triple G style because Triple G don't mind. He don't mind. Triple G. There's people that just and Canelo's changed his style where it's more
just
come forward.
Let's go.
Punishment. Babbage is another one. Punishment taker. Original punishment maker. But I don't think a lot of fighters the heavyweight champion of the world right now in Tyson Fury, he ain't taking a lot of punishment. Like, he ain't taking.
And if it gets to a point where he could potentially, it'd be more elusive. He'll adapt to it to avoid getting hit. It's an interesting time.
This is the game. Literally, but we've moved nicely though.
Yeah.
Where we're at now though is Kambosos, bro. I want to apologize to you, fam, because I still don't think I need to.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think I need to because I feel like I was cheated. I was cheated by Kambosos. I was cheated by the immigration. I was cheated. There's many things I was cheated by here, and I'm happy that arrived. But you know, when I was thinking of my prediction, I was like, bro, like it could have been different. But then I was cheated by. I apologize to Kambosos' professionalism. That's the thing that we need to talk about. That's where we start with this. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start there. So this guy, yeah, he's done all the talking. Probably some of the greatest fight building I've seen in a while. Let's say he done a press conference on his own. There's one there, obviously Sky's behind him in that, but this guy has spoken about being the emperor. He says, these 4 guys, I'm the emperor of the division. I'm the guy that you lot need to understand that I'm not losing these belts. You're coming to Australia. He set things up perfectly. He had to come into his garden, his backyard, only to not make weight. Rubbish. I mean, what was even that? It is I was so pointed.
Out of war.
Deception,
baby. Out of war. Deception. I mean, yo, the guy playing, he looked like he was playing a blind man. And what I'm starting to realize here, Lennox is right when he starts talking about amateur psychology, fam. Because this might be twice now when I looked at what Dillian White was doing. And I was like, he's playing a blind man. He's done an absolute madness here. He's irritating Frank Warren. He's pissed off Fury. He's left Fury by himself at the camp and doing a promo. He did all the same things, yeah? Kambosos was by himself at the team. He was playing the game. Like, bro, you look at it, he's saying, raw. It's gotta be mad still. And then it's like, fight night. What the hell am I watching? Bro, Kambozo, yeah? Because I felt like there's certain displays, yeah, for me, where I'm like, all right, you're playing this mind games thing heavy. You might be getting under Devin Haney's skin. Cool. But then when you're doing the I missed the scales out of war, I'm like, okay, you're actually deluded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said this on the last pod. I was like, mind games don't change the boxing, unfortunately. So if you're not on your thing, you're not on your job, bro, you're gonna lose, bro.
No, but we've seen people with amazing mind. Fury is one they can say with he's played the mind games and won. You know, so sometimes you still mind games doesn't say play mind games and don't do the work.
Exactly. That's it.
You have to do both. We had it from Usyk. Usyk knew what he's doing. Usyk played games with AJ on the run up to that fight. Again, it's the mental fortitude and mental strength, but being prepared. There's champions. Bear man have touched this belt and lost it. That's what's happening right now. So from you, Loma's got it. Loma's done his thing. Yeah, Teofimo Lopez just comes from nowhere. Maybe just Loma underestimates him because I still think if they run it back, Loma wins that for me personally. If they run it back at straight after, I would say wins it. Now some time is gone. We don't know. We don't know. Yeah, and I think Teo's had such a wake up call. As in, look what I lost. I could have been I could have defended my belt against Kambosos. Now I'm not even in the running, and I pissed people off. Kambosos had the title, bro. Brought man to Australia only to not be ready. It was like, for me, we said that was comparing the Ruiz thing and saying he's different from Ruiz because Ruiz, you know, at least he trained. Ruiz didn't train, and Ruiz lack of training mashed him up for that fight. When he got close, when he got close to AJ, he looked a bit dangerous, you know, and he was inviting AJ on in the 12th round. AJ's not stupid. Why am I going there? I know you got quick hands, but your hands, you're so underprepared for this moment. You can't follow me around the ring.
You can't do anything to me.
You can't stay with me, and you think I'm going to trade with you. No, I'm not stupid. And again, it was because just imagine you took yourself out of the running. And the issue that I have with Kambosos is what he needed was incredible conditioning in this fight. He needs to be able to stay close and deal with, you know, when it's not going well, he needs pressure. But you can't pressure if you shrunk weight and you're like, you got to burn that off in how long do you have? An hour, 2 hours?
I think it's like, yeah.
That doesn't help any fighter. You're drained. You can't do what you need to do, bro. And against a skilled opponent like that, not being able to just wear him down, and be the difference maker. Yeah, and let me not disrespect Haney at all. Haney probably was going to win no matter what he did, right? But you took yourself out of the running. You can't tell yourself. You sit there and say to yourself, "Well, I probably could have got close in one of the rounds, clipped him." Remember, it takes one shot, you know, for a fight to be. It takes one shot in a madness for the fight to turn your way. He robbed himself of that opportunity by poor planning and poor professionalism to the game, bro. It's a disgrace. It was a total disgrace. I was so disappointed. And I could imagine how them fans were feeling as well. But yeah,
it's an interesting one. You know, for me, I knew that there was going to be even if it's like a mental or even an emotional edge or on Haney's side when his dad came. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, remember, he was prepared to go without his dad. And at the last minute, his dad showed up in a movie-like entrance. I'm coming for my boy. You know what I mean? Like, for that touched me. You know what I mean? Because I remember, like, you know, with my fight and, you know, spending the whole day with my dad. Yeah. Literally just sitting and talking. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes me not even talking, him just talking to me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a powerful kind of impact. And it's one of them ones where the day of my fight, they changed my opponent, right? And I remember the whole week lead up when they told us who we're fighting. My guy was southpaw, so that's what I'd worked on. They switched the day of my opponent day of the fight, and they sent me this guy's highlight reel. Mad, Donnie had a highlight reel, and he was just banging these guys around the ring. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was very rattled when I watched that video. Because I'm like, this is not. I said it to my dad. My dad phoned me back, almost raged. He goes, "I guarantee you're going to knock him out." Now you have to understand what that did for me.
What did that do for you,
bro? It's straight away, I'm hearing that and I'm thinking to myself, I don't like it. I'm not seeing what you're seeing, right? And then I went back and he goes, watch that again and look at the gaps. Look at the gaps. And then tell me what you think about what you do in the ring and look at those gaps and tell me if you see the same thing again. Bro, I went off the phone, I watched the video again, I went back to bed. I was like, I want to start the day differently. I woke up completely different. I said, you know what? Yeah, he's doing that to those men, but I'm not those guys. And bro, it's almost like a spiritual lift up, what that did. And that could only come from my dad. So,
times by a million. Because
they've done that countless times. Countless times as he sat down and his dad in the corner says, great work. Go out there and look for that. You know what I mean? Like, that relationship is deep.
You know what's special about the relationship for me? It's the moment when he definitely had a convo with his son before he left. Yeah? There was that convo that he had with his son before he left. And his son, you had that conversation with your dad and you're like, all right, I know what to do. I'm going, all right, say nothing. All right, you can't come with me. Cool, no problem. I'll go get it done. Yeah? It's similar to, I don't know how can I say it? I don't have that same relationship with my dad. I just say, if I talk to the missus when I'm getting for an audition or something crazy.
Yeah.
She goes, come home with it. She goes, or if I got a show, perfect example. Perfect example. Remember that, even the show that a couple of the people them lot came to, I called you on the failure show, the one when I said I'm about 7. Remember that recently?
Yeah.
I goes, wasn't that good? You know what I'm saying? Now, after, I knew I had the show on I knew I had the show on a Sunday. Speaking to the missus, and she's just looking at me. She goes, "Babes, you know what you have to do in it." Yeah. And you know, there's something about people that believe in you that speak like that. It's season, right? And it's like, okay. So I could only imagine when he's packed, about to leave the house, on his way to Australia for camp. His dad has to have the final, well, kind of not final conversation, but the conversation is saying, I'm not with you no more, son, hold tight. And we never saw, as soon as Haney knew he was leaving, the guy's mindset was correct. And I have to give him credit because it's not just his dad that helped him win, because as he went out there, he didn't show the rattling that we thought was going to get. You know, the thing came out of him being a snitch.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't even understand. And I know what Cambosis was doing. He's like, I'm going to get you because I know your safety net is not here anymore. Yeah. Things that you like, the things you're unsafe right now, and now you're in my domain. Now, where it gets nuts is you've done all that and someone is back home pissed off. You set someone up home and this guy's vexed, yeah, but he's like, it's all right. Like, I've already set my mind to mashing you up. Like, I knew and just not to, obviously boxing and comedy totally different, but I knew I'm going to shut down the show. Remember, I knew before it happened, I even spoke to someone and said, listen, I watched this. You know what I mean? Well, I don't do this before I perform. I never tell someone, hey, look,
same here.
I don't do that. That's not me. I know I'm just going to go out there and prove a point. But I knew that I had a job to do. Are you with me? So he's already feeling this way. And then from nowhere, his dad shows up. The way he walked into the ring was a man with confidence to spare, bro. He knew he was good. Good on the way in. He's doing the head nod. He's on the turnbuckle, bruv, looking at the crowd on that one.
Yeah. He knows. The team is there. I'm ready. I'm more ready than I've ever been. And so now I'm going to be undisputed. That's all that energy was. That's
somebody, because I know you, again, we talk about the psychology, but it's important. Garcia's right now is just purely talking about psychology. That win do so much for Haney in the future. He's ready for these other men them purely because I've done the road trip
to Australia. And they were doing everything they could to derail my team. Yeah. We hail up the Dusseldorf win. Yeah. This is up there. This is up there. This is up there, especially for a young bro. This guy's 23.
23 years.
We've been around the world like that. And you're in Australia, bro.
Well, no, you know what's funny? So before he could get like proper fights and stuff as a youngster, he was getting to Mexico. So he's had a couple little trips to. It's Mexico and Australia is two different journeys for an American.
Mexico for Americans. That's not the same.
It's M6 toe in it. It's like, you know what I mean? You get to that, it's different, fam. It's like
that's a pirate trip. Little Dover to Calais saying.
You can drive this light, but going to Australia, listen, credit to him. That's credit to someone that is, again, so committed to boxing. That's what you could see. It's not by mistake. They're not surprised they got there. You see the pictures of him and Shakur Stevenson. Bro, they're champions right now.
Yeah. So it's amazing. It's amazing. Even the picture of Devin Haney as a child holding Zab Judas belt as he's walking to the ring. Now he's got his own. It's a nice story. Fascinating, though, that Shakur Stevenson. The thing is, I do understand they're friends, but they are very much possible opponents. Like, it could coincide that they just miss each other and Haney goes up and Shakur Stevenson comes up. But them two, they could be on a path to each other. Like, I understand friendship in the sport, but it's not the same as brotherhood. Like, if your brothers, like, I'd never expect Vladimir to fight Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah.
Never would I ever.
Mix it up.
Yeah, but don't tell me about your friendship is the reason. Because Delaziz and all these men, and Linden and Yard and Boatsy and Craig, we saw Boatsy and Craig, them man are dogs. Them man are cool. But when it's scrap time,
friendship go out the window. I'm not like too tied into that friendship that they have, because them man understand it's money. You know, like we're about to make the bag. You know, if they said, I don't know, how much will it be? If they said to me, yeah, yo, you and Travis have to go at it, yeah, and I got to shred down to what says, I got to shred down to.
I say I can make 14 and a half, 15. I could make it, but
bro, I will put myself through it, fam. For what, couple million, bro? I'll say me. It will be fireworks, fam. I'll push you, bro. I'll push you at the weigh-in. I'll hit it, bro. You wouldn't even believe it.
I would expect all of it. I would say no. I'd leave all the group chats that you're in, and I'll be like, bro, we're just gonna have to do this thing properly, and then afterwards, we'll piece it up.
Hopefully we can make our way home, fam. You know what to say. Hopefully we can make our way back from. But we think that our friendship won't allow us to go in there and
get free meal.
Couple mil. Nah, it has to be millions, though. It can't be because shredding down, bro. The slim fast that I'm gonna have to be on, fam.
Oh, that's gonna be mad. You're about to show up on the scale of unrecognizable, fam.
Looking hella good, fam. Just
oh my days.
I don't even know what I'd look like at 14 stone.
That'd be insane. Bro, even me at 15 is mad still. I would be able to move, not with this frame.
What would that look like in the world?
Get after 2 hours, right?
Bro, we're boys, fam. We've been here through. We've gone through it all, fam. But I'm telling you right now, yeah, that exactly. So friendship, again, as much as they say it, with when that thing's right, yeah, that man can go to it. Like they can go to war. Because I know that they talking. Shakur's gonna go up in it. He's gonna go up in.
He'll go up eventually, but I think Devin might go up as well. Looking at his size and his beat, he looks like he could go up. I worry about him going up though, because I don't feel like he's got power that can really make sense the higher he goes.
They say he doesn't seem comfortable, like he doesn't seem comfortable making that weight, but there could be enough. You never know, and I don't know with his situation. I can't tell, to be honest. With like, I can't tell. You do want the knockouts. That's the one part that, as much as you know, when we comparing, there's been a lot of conversation between Javonta and Devin, right? I'm sorry to say it, but for someone like me, I love a knockout, bro. I love to. Yeah. I appreciate them. There's something about when it happens in a fight. We had it with Cordina the other day, where it's like, what was that?
Bail, by the way.
You know, it's like, oh, you know, it's that moment of,
yeah.
It just makes fighting exciting. If I know I'm watching you and it's gonna be like you're gonna fight all night and there's no chance of no one getting down, I can appreciate it and I'll still enjoy the rounds and stuff, just as a boxing purist. But I do want it to just
I know what you mean. Even me as Floyd made me appreciate those type of fights. Yeah. Because I was so behind the narrative of Floyd and him winning, so I was always here for it. It takes a level of masterclass for me to appreciate it now. Like when Lomachenko's doing the madness, you can't help but enjoy the sight of that. Yes. Like another one is Stephen Fulton, Stephen Fulton, Cool Boy Steph.
Yeah,
bro, this guy, bro, I could watch that. Like I got 8 rounds of concentrated watching of that boxing.
Yeah.
After that, I'm like, so
you want to see
it's either like let this fight be a hard one and it's not clear that you're winning.
Yeah.
Or start to hurt him now.
So again, it's like what you talk about with Zelfa. Zelfa's another one that is like, well, he's not got Devin skill.
But it's different with Zelfa. Like someone said it on Monday Night Smoke, it's like with Zelfa, it seems more that he's trying not to get in the mix, like out of not really trying, as opposed to just not having the power. It's more like I'm just trying to stay away from getting hurt. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes it's more like a little bit negative. So
1 second. Where the
my
phone? Oh man. Perfect. It's connected to the thing. Yeah, no,
With Zolfa, it's slightly different, but at the same time, it is that same thing.
it's
Like,
that,
I want to see the shots have some impact a little bit. Like, even if they're not knockouts, give me some snap on these.
bro. When we go to York Hall, yeah, we still want to see a knockout that day. It doesn't matter, like from any of them, any of the fighters. We get to the thing, and I want to see one. I want to see two. Even if I go white collar, bro, I still would like to see a stoppage. It's just I don't know if there's just something about it. So a fighter like while Gervonta hasn't done what he needs to do yet, there's something a bit for me more exciting because I know it's the power. And again,
even if he's losing, you never lose hope that he can still clip him though.
There you go. Like, and there's talks now. I think Garcia's setting himself up for danger because he's doing something that we've both said many a times. He's looking forward, way too forward. Dillian did it. AJ's done it. Literally like everyone is, hold on, there's some more people that have looked forward and it's just gone, it's derailed. Canelo's done it.
Yeah.
Canelo done it with Triple G. There's so many, there's so many. You can't look forward, bro. And Ryan Garcia, I understand there's a and it's always when the multi-million-dollar fight is on the horizon.
It must be impossible, bro. Think about it, man. It's impossible to just not to put that out of your mind. If you've never made that type of money before, yeah, and you're about to make 300K. If you've never made 300K, 300K is gonna be a madness, yeah.
Yeah.
You've made two bouts. You've had two bouts where you've made 300K and you made 600K in the other one. This next fight down the line, 22 million is what they're talking about. And the type of opponent that you've got right in front of you now, it's a Pulev. It's a light Pulev. Yeah. Now, obviously, the level that you'd be at for Pulev to be a light Pulev is clearly world class. Yeah. So you look at him and think the Fury fight is in the distance, the AJ fight is in the distance. Yeah. Anyone, man, that money's mad. All I've got to do is beat Pulev and I'm there. Listen, AJ, I'm coming. That's the stupidness that happens. And we're getting that ring with Pulev. And Pulev has come to put on the night of his life.
The night of fight that you never saw coming. And I'm not saying that Garcia is gonna lose his next fight. You just can't look forward. You have to stay focused on the job at hand. That's the main thing.
When fighters used to say, listen, I'm not even thinking about my man right now. I used to think, oh, come on, man. But now I get it. Oh, I get it.
Bro,
because them men know once they unleash their emotions on this topic, they're gonna go too far. Then they're gonna go home with it. They're gonna go into camp with it, and it's too much.
And people get respected. Again, when you've overlooked me so much to the point that you're talking about your next fight, bro. AJ went into that Usyk fight thinking about Fury. Imagine that.
I don't feel like he did. I don't think he did. I think I think it's the opposite. I think he literally overthought Usyk to the point where it was impossible to win.
I don't know, I think that man had when you have your eye on what's next, yeah, it gets crazy. Like when you have your eye on after this thing here,
yeah,
what am I gonna do?
And if I win and he wins,
always fought forward. Like when Wilder would do these annoying things to AJ and fight a week before he fights and get a knockout, and AJ be like, that knockout was in my mind. I gotta knock my next guy out. This is previous. This is not like I ain't making
that. He has said this.
He said this. This has been him along this journey. And I'm not just saying it's only AJ. A lot of fighters, when they know that the kind of money, the reason why Tyson Fury is on the treadmill right now, he's retired, guys.
He's in retirement so many times.
Bro, this is the most conditioned retirement I've seen. Tyson Fury should be giving us Ricky Hatton energy in terms of off-season Ricky Hatton. Yeah? There's a reason why he's not like that. There's a reason why he hasn't let himself get out of shape.
On the cycle, on the pad. He's doing everything normal.
He knows what is next. He knows if it happens, I haven't got time to mess about. They're gonna, as soon as that fight settled, WBC are gonna say, so what's going on? As soon as they have to ask the question, you either release and you can go and get fat, do whatever you want. Yeah. But I don't think you really got that time. So you've held onto the belts for a while. We need to know, because the sanctioning fee, we need to know what's going on.
You got to remember, like, all it is, if I'm the WBC and I've gone to Tyson, I'm like, listen, what you say? You really retiring? He's like, bro, come on. You know I'm not retiring. I'm just, otherwise I would have given the belt back, no? I'm waiting to see what's going on with those guys, and then we'll do your thing. You, man, just stay off my back. Like, you, man, know I'm going to take care of you guys. You take care of me, and we're going to have the biggest fight ever next.
Exactly. But again, you need to be in condition. The one thing we can say about the WBC is, while they expect you to wait for them, they ain't waiting for you, fam. Are you with me? So
if they ever throw a mandatory at Tyson Fury, yeah, and get in the way of the undisputed fight, I promise you, it's the end of Sullivan. It's the end of it.
They won't do it like that, but they won't say, if you're way out of shape, if you're 6 months out of shape, they're not having that. Again, you've been hostage for like a year, pretty much. You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, not really. He's not really had it. I mean, think about it. He just got it from my man, and he defended it against Deontay White. So he's good now for mandatory conversations for a while.
How long are we talking?
I think they give you like a year.
Yeah, I think
so. And we're still would be in a year at Christmas.
Because that fight will happen. I imagine that fight. Look at me going forward as if AJ's matched the Usyk work. I'm doing the same thing I was accusing everybody else of, bruv.
It happened.
It happened live, fam.
I don't know what to think about this fight. I mean, that fight is looking like it might be in August, but again, it's one of the ones where I'm just like, he's got work to do. But Robert Garcia does sound good. He sounds like he knows what the remedy is. Do you know what I mean? Because the fact is, he accepts it's a mental journey that AJ has to go on to get this one done.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean? Like, none of this ambiguous, but I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to no. Be you, the lion that you are. That's tease. And that's the brother that you need around. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes the training that you need ain't even physical. Do you know what I mean? You're going to come into shape. You're going to know what to do. Science is going to do everything that science does. But there's a reason why Ali had Bundini Brown in his corner. Rumble, young man, rumble. Bro, what that does, it goes right back to what we're talking about with Devin Haney and Bill Haney. Father-son, those relationships. Doesn't have to be father-son. It just has to be that relationship where that person can talk to you and go, yo, you know the spirit that you got inside of you, bro. And it's only certain people that can talk to you like that.
Certain people, oh man, I need to get this guy. Wait, so I don't know if you read the Will Smith book, right?
It's mad. I have it on my side table and I've not even read it. It's mad.
Bro, the Ali movie, the lead up for it. Let me just try and find the trainer that got him prepared. Yeah. He said, let's get this. That's it. Daryl Foster. Yeah. He goes, listen, this guy, yeah, they get there, and he's like, he just has a look at him. He just wants to see, get in the ring. Let's see what you can do. Yeah. He understands that. He's seen him, Will Smith's moved about here and there, but he's not really had a fight.
Yeah.
He looks at him, he says, what we're about to go through, yeah, I'm going to take you on a journey that you've never been on before. We're taking this box. This is camp. And all I need to see right now is you're willing to go to the and remember, Will Smith puts on size, yeah, but he's trained like a full fighter, to the fact that they wouldn't allow, they had a real camp that everything I was doing, everything the trainer was doing, he lived the same way. So if they're running, they're both running together. No one can come in, even if, say if I turn up at your training camp, whatever you're eating, I'm eating, bro. You can't be in here. He had that level of focus to it that Will Smith felt like, even in the lead up to the thing, like I was really fighting. Are you with me? This is something that it connected in his mindset. He said he kept that person with him. It's like even in his career, he said, I couldn't let this guy go because he changed my whole philosophy. You heard Will Smith, how he talks about being the last man and working until that thing there. Imagine if AJ finally gets someone to remind him, you know, you're that guy. Do you know the power that do you know who you beaten before? These are the things that if AJ really believes in himself, we get a new fighter, you know. It's a new, and I don't want to be like, I'm not here being AJ fanboy, because I understand you have to be in tip-top, perfect shape to go into the ring and get on with Fury. You have to, not even Fury, Usyk. You gotta be, because Usyk's coming back, like it or not, no matter what we saw, he's coming back from some type of war. Like it or not, he's coming back from, and his message will work, win, lose, or draw. But I know that he has a feeling like, my country's been invaded, this, that, and the other. I don't want to let my country down. That guy's proud. A proud Ukrainian man. He's going to go put it on the line. AJ ain't getting up against anyone easy. He's getting up against someone that is focused, bro.
Different.
This fight is, again, it's a fight of epic proportions, fam. This is not an easy fight for AJ, and everything is at the end of this fight. Everything again, what is it? Three-time world champion.
Three-time world champ, yeah.
Three-time world champion. That starts to put you in it's kind of legendary. It is kind of, for me, it's kind of legendary. But if
he does this and he becomes a three-time world champ
and beats Fury.
Oh, it's one of those careers, yeah. You can see the same thing. I mean, obviously, this is a mad scenario because it's so much has to happen, but it's that same thing of what people say about Lennox. Lennox is undefeated, but he beat every man he faced. It's a powerful thing to be able to say.
If he becomes the three-time world champ and walks into the ring and beats Fury, yay. You have to say, all right, career. That's it. You just say, because...
But that's what they're fighting for, realistically. Forget the road to undefeated. They're fighting for career. Game, set, career.
Career. When you do the belly, I've had a
great career.
Great career. It goes into that. It fully becomes that, because it's like, that's the only blemish. This is the only question that we all have. Now, there might be a wilder question. There might be a wilder...
This is what I was about to say. This is where, you know, boxing is mad, because let's say he does that, yeah? Sweepstakes. Boom. I beat Fury. Beat Usyk. I'm the man now. Give me my credit. Wilder comes. Let's say Wilder clips him. And it's just like, what has happened? What do we do with boxing? I'll tell you what we do. We say that this is what happens in boxing when the best decide to fight each other. Anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's true, because while AJ might, we don't know. There's no way to tell until these guys mix it up. While AJ
we don't know what Wilder has left. We don't know what Wilder has left. That beating took a lot out of him to sit and ponder for this long.
And all I'm saying is now we got Afro beat Wilder.
Afro beat Wilder.
This rebrand.
Career path.
But this rebrand, you don't know how he's feeling, bro. Could be feeling more loose in the ring. But it could be, you know what I mean? It's vibey. It's vibey with the power.
The jab. Pull counter, boom. What?
Yeah.
Not Wilder with the
Wilder's not doing that.
Imagine him trying to take AJ's whole Nigerian energy, fam. Like, yeah. See, as you ain't going into the Nigerian Brandon, I got that.
No, but I like it. I'm really excited about Deontay Wilder's return, you know. I'm like, I kid you not, there's a lot of men that he's a problem for. I want to see, because the Joe Joyce thing is, Joe Joyce versus the Juggernaut's not happening. It's really weird.
Joe Joyce supposed to be who? Oh, was he supposed to be Fury?
No, Joe Joyce versus Juggernaut. Our guy, man. Oh, come on, bro. You know what I'm talking about.
Fury.
Sorry.
Oh, that's Parker. Sorry.
That's it. I'm talking about the same person. There you go. Joe Joyce is a Juggernaut versus Parker.
Parker versus Joe Joyce. That was the fight. Yeah,
That's the one I was talking. I was thinking like I was thinking of saying Parker. I'm fully saying Joe Joyce. I'm saying the same guys juggernaut.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Not happening no more because his trainer's having a baby. Like Joe Parker's trainer's having a baby. It's really weird. Like Frank Warren's. Yeah, Frank's like, I don't know why that stops the fight. Like Frank.
Money. Sometimes you want to just take your time and be your dad back, man. Like I get it at the same time still, because imagine you're in camp heavy, like they might be in New Zealand and that, and it's going off back home, and it's a bit of a palaver to get back. Sometimes when those things happen, I say, you know, I get it when it's bigger than boxing. I get it when it's bigger than the career. I get it.
But that just frees up space. If I'm Deontay,
if I'm Parker, I can't lie, I'm livid at that phone. That's it. I'm like, so what's the date? What day is it happening? So I know that it's a clash. Because if there's no clash, bro, I'm not hearing that. You can be here. Fly her, bro. You can be here. Bro, I'll be like, bro, I'll fly out our friends and family and her mum. And they can stay nearby in a nice little setup, bro.
Well, no, you understand. You know my story about when my wife was giving birth, bro. I was in the finals of a comedy competition, bro. My wife, let's understand, yeah.
That's a real competition that you was in as well, you know?
In the realest competition, bruv. And my wife is, let's say, she's in St. Thomas's, yeah? And that's like Westminster. And Leicester Square is where my competition is. I didn't know till later that it was going to be there. My wife looks at me, she goes, you got to go. She's having contractions, bro. You have to understand. You have to understand. She said, you come this far, you can't not compete.
I've got a story for you as well, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, let me quickly. Now I'm like, raw, like this is a big, and I'm again, you don't understand the opportunity until later. And you're like, nah, it's a big competition, but it's fine. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know if this is the competition that's going to take me fully into the mainstream. So in my head, this is the competition to the mainstream, and the prize money is good. I got a new baby on the way, fam. I can't miss this competition. I get there, the woman goes, I have to go there for sound check, yeah? And now I'm like, we don't even know, like, books is looking more like it's coming, yeah? But I've gone there for sound check anyway. She goes, you can't have an unfair advantage. Don't mention you're having a child while on stage. Are you taking a piss? That's comedy. Like this, she actually said that's unfair advantage because people are just going to vote for you because you're having a child, didn't it? Like,
wow. I did not know this happened, bro.
Boxing board of control, bro. Boxing board of control said.
Very much boxing board of frigging control.
You're not allowed to. But I'm a comedian. I should be able to talk.
I'm going to talk about my life.
My wife's in labor, bro. Like, do you know how mad it is? Bro, I do this set. I get the hell out of there. It's mad because I won People's Choice, like the runner. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I wasn't even there. Like, I got the hell out of there, bro. I felt like a winner that night, but it was the maddest situation because I was like, my life's about to. I thought this is gonna set me and my family up. Basically, I couldn't miss out. You know what I mean? And that's me in it. Imagine if you're removed, like you're not even the guy having a baby and stuff, and you're like,
you're at the end of the FaceTime. How you feeling now? Get the cream. It's on the use that one on your feet. That's the bro. It's mad still. You're mad, yeah. I remember. Shout out to our wife, man. Yeah. Hey, I remember one time, bro. We took like Mrs. just had our son, yeah, and like we're in the hospital. And she's like, literally, boom, like, we're waiting a couple of days to be able to get discharged. They're like, yeah, she can go. I get the email from my agent for, I didn't get it, so I Men in Black film audition. And I'm like, I said, nah, you know what? I'm just going to tell them to forget it. She goes, nah, go home. I'll stay another night. Bro, when I tell you, she hated being there. And she goes, I'll stay another night. Go home, get ready for the audition. And go get it, and then get me tomorrow. And you know what you just like? It's only when I think back now, I'm like, bro,
you got the realest ones, fam.
You really wanted to see me win, like, bro. it's bro. It's like we were talking about the other day, and I was thinking to myself, like, I'm having to write one still.
No, because you have to understand. That's mad, bro. Again, in that moment, in those moments, like I totally get. But again, it's the sacrifices. This is that. It's what this game is like. This is. I think it's the unseen part of because you until you make it, it's a what if. Your whole life is kind of what if-ish. You know what I mean? Until it happens, everything can be an opportunity that's going to change your life. And we probably have those moments. Our email will drop tomorrow, and we can.
And that's it. The week's plans are wiped off. It's mad. It's mad. And it's like, it's one of the ones where obviously we're just doing life right now, but it's one of the ones where let the bag come. The way I'm treating her.
Because you had my back, fam. When you're doing big contractions, you're telling me go and try and secure it, fam. It's incredible, fam. But no.
So basically what we're saying to Joseph Parker's trainer is get in the gym, bro. Stop wasting time.
Because there's no excuses. Look how tentative. That's too funny, man. I'm telling him. Yeah, because we both took some giving birth stories, Sam. We had to, bro. We both let our situation. We both did it for the greater good, fam.
Don't let Joseph Parker fall because of this. Oh man. Life is a funny game, man.
That's not a title fight. If it was a title fight, it's different because I remember when you told me that even when you was getting married, you tentatively told me it's on the day of the Fury fight. It was tentative, and I was like, oh.
I know.
I just asked these like, but you're my best man, though. You know how scary that is, sir. He was thinking about the line that was gonna do, bro.
It's hilarious.
He hates you. I think Fury hates you. He can't.
For him to plan that on my wedding day, yeah, it's literally the one way. It's like I don't want your energy on my fight.
I know my dog.
Yeah.
Yard just in training. I'm getting little glimpses of the yard. Like you want to hear something, you kind of do want an announcement soon. You want to hear, but it's good to see some visibility. I've seen like a little video of him training and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? Because I'm excited about these light heavies. Like I want to know what's next. Like,
you know what made me laugh? Yeah,
talk to me.
Joe Smith, his promoter, came out and said, he goes, "What's Frank Warren talking about? Like, you know, like it's a guarantee that Yard has got the winner. Like, you know what I mean? He's booked the ground. He's like, Ray, he needs to calm down. We don't know that we're gonna go that way." And I was watching that. I thought to myself, you know what? After Beterbiev smokes Joe Smith, you are not involved in this conversation, bro. You are not the one who should be talking about how this thing is gonna go next. You're gonna drop off your belt.
Don't you think it's so disrespectful though? The way the Joe Smith thing, everyone we see.
Everybody wants Joe Smith, bro.
Why? This is nuts.
Bro, he's the one that's more likely to get beaten out of the rest of them. Beterbiev's going to go there, he's going to mash work, and he's coming away with that belt. And then after that, it's Yard.
But just treating Joe Smith the way the whole of the whole board, across the board, Joe Smith's treated like this guy. Like it's like we get Joe, take that, and then like where do you rank him, Joe Smith, right now in the light?
He's got the belt, so he's number one on somebody's list in terms of one of the world. But the belt, he's the top of that chain.
That's crazy. I didn't ask about someone's list. I said
he sits below Beterbiev, he sits below Bivol. Like, yeah, I mean, like he's obviously got a belt, so I can't put him lower than that. But he's going to be the one to drop his belt. He's going to drop a belt.
So in your head, he's not really like he's
not
just
touching Beterbiev is going in there.
Of course, I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying out of the rest of the mandem, Joe Smith, Boatsy.
Oh, it'd be a good fight. It'd be a good fight. I don't particularly rate Joe Smith. That's the problem here. So when you start doing that, I see a way for most of those guys to beat him as well.
That's what I'm saying. kind of like, it's like you're holding the title, just you're kind of keeping it warm for the rest of the savages in the division.
Yeah,
which is,
that's why when he had an opponent drop out, Craig Richards said, "I can be there in 5 days' notice." Yard was in there doing camp saying, "Yo, I'm here, bro." Everybody stood up and said, "Yo, if this is guy, phone me." So them man know he's feed. He's the closest to feed in that division.
This is what I'm saying. That's the point now.
At the top,
at the top of it. Yeah. It's mad. We went on a journey still. This was a real audio journey, fam, because it started with Apology Gate and then kind of just worked our way through Cambosis telling us about war.
Yep.
Heavyweights to like
Deception. Tyson Fury.
To giving birth, fam, to Parker.
Giving birth to Parker, bro. I love this pod, fam.
Only us, fam. Listen, people, I hope you enjoyed it this week. Yeah, man, have a nice one. Boxing is in the best shape of its life right now. Boxing is in a great place, and I promise you, if they announce Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis, like after, if that happens this year, and we get Crawford versus
mate.
If we get that, I think there's no year like this. There'll be no year like this.
And this Saturday we've got React 4 going out there. Congo Formella. I'm looking forward to Congo Formella, you know, because if he beats him in a big way in Conor Ben, there's Congo.
Say all I need Congo to do is say Conor. Tell him, say Conor, I need it. And Conor has to respond. He's not above this response. He's not, because if we're not getting for them man there, you're not above this. Mash this work. Put Congo back in his box if you believe that he shouldn't be talking to you like this. What you mean? I need to see. I need that.
He's got to really stick it though. Like when it's time to talk after you beat Formella, it's time to talk, bro.
He can't be hell for, if it's like hell for leather and it's like you kind of
it's a good opportunity for a statement win. Yeah, I'll be excited to see how it goes.
It has to be a statement. If it's not a statement, then you can't really call man out. I'm not being funny here, but if it's like everybody
boxing lesson, like a boxing clinic or a knockout, then we can be like, yeah, let's get that talk going. Do you know what I mean? But a win is still a win. So if man wins, however he wins, talk that talk and talk up the team, fam. Because Conor Ben might have an emotional response and say, let's go then.
Yeah, he has to come.
Co-sign for it. Because, bro, you don't need much to get going, fam.
Bro, we almost tried to leave without talking about Inoue, fam.
That's crazy, bro. Cardinal. Listen. Hell of a performance. Inoue, bro, 2 rounds, and it was a beating. Like, from the first round, I was like, oh, this ain't gonna last. He got to the end of that first and started catching, man. I said, yeah. I know that the last fight was a classic. This ain't no classic.
Nah.
This guy got better, you got older, and it's looking bad.
Again, that was because, it was one of our fights of the year. Remember before, like, it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. This one, shut out. Like,
interesting though. I'm not too sure how we feel about Inoue's hand wraps. There's a method that they use on the way that he wrapped his hands that's not legal here, right? It's called stacking. Now, you look at how he wrapped his thing, I was like, that would be a problem in a British fight. They would be like, yo, nah.
Let's say rewrap it. It's still fine.
And there was talk about the gloves that man used versus the last fight. And I was like, hey, obviously, don't get me wrong. I am not in any way suggesting that this thing was no different.
Yeah, it was.
I can't ignore those convos. But that aside, let's not make that the focus. He knew he's a beast.
Oh, beast. And I feel for Paul Butler. He's coming with that WBO.
I just think Paul, I think even the way Paul talking about it's an honor to share the ring with a Hall of Fame. That talk there, I'm coming to give you this belt. I'm gonna hand deliver this belt because I'm a fan. I'm in your weight class and I'm a fan. For me, I don't like this.
No, that's nuts. Again, yeah, Paul, bruv. It's
no, but them man, they know what they're looking at. They know what they're looking at. Like Paul Butler sat there with his trainer. They both watched and said, "Yo, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, let's have it. Yeah, I mean, it's just it'd be nice. I've never been to Japan.
Task, but a task I'm willing to take. When you gotta tell yourself that, why would you not be willing to take it? Like he wants to. You got one of the belts that stops him from being undisputed.
Yeah,
it was always your task. Like
it's like when back in the day, the man who would have been maybe champions when Tyson was around, Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
it's like you're looking at this ferocious youth and just think, yeah, we'll do it. I don't mind, but it's like, does it have to be next?
He wants to be undisputed, fam. That guy, you know, when he deep and you say, when man said, you know, this is for me, I see it like a man said he wants to be undisputed, but you forget you're the champion and you're in his way. So he says, "Right, I want to be hey, right, he wants to be honest."
Oh. That's when you gotta get into a Riddick bowl bag and just dash that thing in the bin and just be like, listen, I hate these negotiations. I ain't gonna fight under these conditions. Like, nah, where's that Holyfield rematch?
Anyway,
I'm telling you right now, if I'm in the Louis weight class and I'm Paul Butler, yo, unless that bag is nuts, and I don't know if it's gonna be, then
no, when I gotta travel because I gotta fly to where he is in it. Because his fans go off when they listen. As I gotta go over there and take a beating. Nah, yeah, not for me, mate. As long as it's listen, it's your call and nothing else. You know when you make it small, I say, listen, mate, that's my requirements.
I say straight up, boy, it's one of the ones I'm just like, listen, it needs to be 7 to 10 mil. Yeah, 7 to 10 mil, or this fight don't get made because I've got mandatories, bro. I've got mandies. You know, stop calling it mandies. I've got mad mandies, bro. Well, he start throwing out names that he's never. I got Luke Tomlinson. That's a big fight. That's a big fight over it. I'll tell you right now, I'll spring this man a muck, boy. 7 mil or nothing. Even when they offer you the 7 mil, even they offer you the strong 7, you on that flight, like.
People, listen, big up Paul. Get it done, man. Bring it home, bruv. Unify the thing for Great Britain, bruv. Good luck. And yeah, to everyone else watching, you know, I'm your boy KG.
I'm Travis J. Have a great week, guys.
Till next time.
Let's do another one. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.